Sidenote Suplex.
WWE Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy and Development, Paul Triple H Levesque, went in depth on his recent health problems that took him out of the public eye last fall. Triple H joined ESPN's Stephen A. Smith for an exclusive interview and also announced in the interview that he will be officially retiring from in-ring competition.
He hasn't been doing any interviews, and he hasn't been talking a lot. And any time that they asked Stephanie McMahon, see how is he doing, she said he's okay, he was feeling better. But they didn't go into any details. Part of the reason was because they didn't know. You know, he's still recovering. He's still, around 50% of himself, but it was incredibly serious what he was going through, what his family had to endure, and it was due to a genetic heart disorder, and that's really what plagued him. But he got to a point where he thought it was over, and he thought and it was pretty close until they discovered whatever it was that they needed to discover, and ultimately went about the business of healing him. And it changed and altered him in a way that obviously is for the better, elevated his level of appreciation for life. And he's got a good life. Like you pointed out, Stephanie McMahon is a special lady. She's really a sensational person.
The total package.
The total package. And to have 3 daughters, with her, and you're looking at these folks, and at one time, you're the executive VP. For talent and global strategy and talent for the WWE. You're recruiting a lot of the talent we salivate over. We can't get enough of watching. This is the guy that's on his grind, making it happen all the time. And then suddenly, this is after you've been a 14-time champion and all of this stuff. And suddenly, here you come. And literally just months ago, where people were wondering what was going on with you, you were wondering whether you were going to live to see tomorrow, and then whether or not you were going to have to leave your wonderful wife and your 3 beautiful daughters behind. And so he's gone through an awful lot, but he's made the road to recovery. It is not the first time that I've interviewed him. I've always been an incredible fan of the WWE. I'm an incredible fan of his and his wife.
I had a viral pneumonia. My lungs were inflamed, and as the next couple of days went on, when I got home, it got increasingly worse. And my wife saw some blood and stuff that I was coughing up, and went and got checked. And it was coming from the viral pneumonia, but I had fluid in my lungs. I had some fluid around my heart, so they followed up on it, did an EKG and echo and everything. And the way your heart pumps out, 55 to 60% of your ejection fracture is a good number. I was at 30. And I got a quick text message saying, don't take time, pack a bag real quick, head to the emergency room. I'll fill you in on the way. So by the time I got to the emergency room, my ejection fracture had gone down to 22, which, I was in heart failure.
Wow.
Bad. By the next morning, as they figured that out, that evening, by the next morning, as they were sending me in to get an MRI done and about to go in for a heart cath, my ejection fracture was down to 12. So I was I was nose diving and sort of at the 1-yard line of, it gets real. We have 3 young girls, 15, 13, 11. Suddenly I come home, I'm a little bit sick, and their dad, who's, strong always, suddenly is in the hospital. And I don't know if they understood the consequences of it, but, there's moments in there where you, when they're putting you out for stuff and you think, is this it? Do you wake up for this? That's tough to swallow, and makes you think differently, I'm sure, as you've come out of your COVID scare. Makes you think differently about life. Doesn't make you any less driven for the things that you do, but it certainly makes you appreciate the things that you have more. Your friends, your family.
As great of an executive as you are, you're also a great champion. What does the future hold for Triple H right now? That's what people want to know.
Yeah, well, for me, as far as in-ring, which I get a lot, I'm done.
You'll never fight.
I won't, no, I would never wrestle again. First of all, I have a defibrillator in my chest, which, probably not a good idea for me to get zapped on live TV.
How about that?
Triple H has done some WWE work over the recent months. He toured the new WWE headquarters in Stamford along with other executives last November. However, he has not returned to the daily workload that he had before. As of this past January, there were reportedly no plans for Triple H to return to running the NXT brand. As you may know, Vince, Bruce Pritchard, and others left the old NXT look and feel and now have NXT 2.0. Shawn Michaels has been overseeing the brand since the start of Triple H's medical leave. Triple H's last televised match was against Randy Orton at the Super Showdown pay-per-view in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on June 7th, 2019. His last house show match was on June 29th, 2019, where he tagged with Shinsuke Nakamura in a win over Robert Roode and Samoa Joe, and that was at a WWE live event in Tokyo, Japan. Superstar talent took to social media after the news broke on Triple H's in-ring retirement announcement to express their gratitude. Stay tuned to Sidenote Suplex for more pro and indie wrestling news as it breaks.
Sidenote Suplex.